betrayed partners can definitely be vulnerable to PTED because the betrayal is or feels very unjust and humiliating. And also, it may not even be publicly exposed like my example, but there's just this tendency to want to isolate, this feeling of I couldn't tell anybody this story because who could hold space for this story? Um, there's so much deceit and gaslighting and emotional manipulation that often goes with the acts of addiction and hiding it and the double life. There's also catastrophic levels of violating the relational and moral codes of the betrayed partner, right? We promise not to lie, not to cheat, not to sneak around, to be each other's teammates. And instead, you broke all of those. Um, so that's why PTED is definitely applicable to betrayed partners. There's also repeated betrayals. Often it can exist when repeated betrayals reinforce a powerlessness sense. So meaning you don't know if your partner is ever going to be truthful again. You don't know if he or she is ever going to get recovery. Um, I have to sit here and suffer the negative consequences of something that's totally out of my control, the you humiliating us publicly, or me needing to not wanting to pull away uh, socially because of your behaviors and your choices, me feeling like I need to hide. So there's a helplessness that can exist from the PTED. Um, there's also obviously moral injury and shattered beliefs. Uh, it's about, there's a violation of values like honesty, monogamy, safety, respect. There can also be a lack of validation and support from your support system around you. Sometimes a betrayed partner, right, going into the wrong therapist or marital therapist is like, well, did you stop having sex with him? You know, do you nag him a lot? And there's this kind of shaming sense of like, well, you know, he cheated like 2 years ago, so why are you still upset about it? There's often these stories of, oh, forgive and forget. If you chose to stay in the relationship, then you really don't have grounds to be upset anymore. This was your decision. So you're here, deal with it. This is who you married. So these are all things that really play into that PTED symptomology that a betrayed partner might have.